What is up, my friends? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I partnered with Cricut to bring you some super easy and cute kitchen organization and decor ideas. If this is your first time here, welcome and thank you so much for joining me. My name's Araceli or Araceli, however you can pronounce it, and this is Araceli Chan DIY. In this channel, I do share a little bit of everything, but most of all, I like to laugh, I like to joke, and I like to have fun. If you do too, this is a channel for you. For 20 bonus points, let me know what movie this is from. A little bit about this video. Again, I did partner with Cricut and I wanted to share some organization ideas. First, this was going to be a full-blown organization video, but I actually decided to add some decor on there. I wanted to be a little bit more aesthetically pleasing to the eye so that even the organization DIYs, you're not going to want to like hide them or, you know, put them away in a cupboard somewhere. I made them specifically so that they fit the decor. And again, with anything, it may not be your taste or may not be your style, but you guys can always just change it up to whatever fits you. I use pretty much all Dollar Tree supplies, and when I say supplies, I mean like the actual stuff that I use to make. But I did use my Cricut throughout and use their smart materials. If you don't have a Cricut yet, don't worry. A lot of these DIYs, if not most, you can definitely do without, or you can kind of switch things around by using decals or stickers or your hand lettering or writing or painting. The purpose of this video is to show you guys how super easy it is to use a Cricut and how you can use so many different types of materials to create labels, create art, create whatever it is that you want for either your decorating or organization. So jumping right into the first DIY, this is gonna be a 2-for-1 organization and also more aesthetically pleasing to the eye. I am gonna be using some boxes from Dollar Tree, and again, I feel like everything I'm using is Dollar Tree. You guys will see here that I'm just kind of playing around to see what I want to use for this. In the end, I did use these bamboo cutting boards, or actually just one bamboo cutting board, and then I just used my hot glue to attach it to the bottom box, and after that I did put some staples in there because I want this to last a little longer than usual. A lot of my DIYs I do repurpose and reuse, but typically when I want them to last a long time, I go a little more heavy duty on the glue, staples, nails, and you know, you guys can do whatever fits your style or needs again. And then taking the 2 crates, those are gonna be going at the top. So this is going to be the first project that I share with you where I am going to show you a little bit about the Cricut and the materials that I used. So for this one, I am going to be using this chipboard, and silly me, or I don't know if they accidentally sent me the wrong blade or if I ordered the wrong blade, but when I put it into my machine, I realized it was the blade for a different machine, not this one. So in the end, it was okay. I'm still going to use this material. So on top of the chipboard, I will be using my premium vinyl in white. And just really quickly, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. Again, I did not get the right blade, but how you can see, it's super easy to put the blade in and then replace it with whatever other blade you have in there. Super easy, just pop in, pop right out. But because I didn't have the correct blade, I just went ahead and took an X-Acto knife, and it's thicker where you can actually take the X-Acto knife just a couple of times and just score it until you cut it through. And then going into my Design Space Studio, which is a part of the Cricut program here, I'm gonna go ahead and start a new project, and all I'm gonna do is use text for this one. So you guys can search whatever type of font that you want or that you like. I'm just gonna use this one because it feels a little more grocery market-ish, and we're gonna do fresh produce and then also tomatoes and peppers. We're gonna go ahead and start making that. So I'm just gonna align it to where my mat is gonna go. On my mat, or when I go into print, I am gonna search my premium vinyl so it knows like what it's printing on. So it does seem pretty intimidating, but once you get the hang of it, it's easy peasy. When I first got this machine, it took me like 3 weeks before I like jumped into it because I was that intimidated, but it's not that bad. It's super easy to use. And then if you have questions or like you don't know how to do something, Google it, go to Cricut. There's always blogs, articles, videos that can help you to create some of this. Anyways, let's go back to what we're doing here. So I am going to be putting my premium vinyl onto my mat, and I should have cut it before I put it in there because I don't need that much, but I didn't. So yeah, just feed it in there and the machine's going to start cutting. Just taking my transfer paper, just gonna stick that right on there, and it makes the font or like the stickers and decals come off easier from its original like mat. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on there. This is the side that I showed you guys how to make the sign and everything like that. And then on the opposite side, you guys can just do whatever other thing you would like to organize. I didn't show you exactly how I made the font for that, but on that one I will be doing the organization for my coffee. So what do you guys think about this one? I like that it's versatile and I can switch it around. At first I did put my produce on there, but then I thought my coffee bar needed a little freshening up, so I turned it around and I used the coffee side and just filled it up with all my stuff. So jumping on to the second DIY, I think this is gonna be the easiest of the 8 that I'm showing you guys. So using my everyday iron-on from the Smart Cricut materials, and then also my mini press. It's like a little iron. I have a bigger one, but this one is perfect for smaller projects, and you guys can see you can change the temperature on there. I'm not showing you guys how I did the font or anything like that, but there's a screenshot of the fonts that I did use. I used the same steps as I did for my vinyl, but obviously changed the settings to the iron-on. And then now taking the storage bin from Dollar Tree, I think these are really, really cute, and these are more like nylon-ish on the outside, and the inside it's more plastic. I'm gonna warm up my EasyPressMini, and you guys can also find the information on, like, depending on what material you're using, what setting you want it on. I'm just gonna stick that decal right on there and then press on it. I just went over it once, that way it would attach to the fabric or the material, and then after that I did kind of just smooth it over a little bit, and then once it cools, the plastic film comes right off. That wasn't the easiest DIY, organization DIY, I don't know what was. So, all right, so jumping on to the third one, I will be using one of these bowl things from Dollar Tree. These are a little newer to my Dollar Tree. I hadn't seen these before, so I did stock up on them. I am going to be taking my Walmart interior paint and just giving this several coats. Obviously let it dry in between, but I think I did a total of 3 coats on this. The third coat, I went in there with a brush and I like dabbed it on there to give it a textured look. In Design Space, I went ahead and just added my font, and then I also wanted to make a tag made out of leather. So I'm just kind of aligning it to make sure that it's the size that I want it. When I go to print it, I am going to have it print on 2 different mats because it's 2 different materials. So yeah, I am actually going to be using this genuine leather. It's like 3x6 or something like that. You can easily cut it with scissors, but I want it to be that tag, so I put it through my Cricut so that it would be cut. I really like the versatility of like the tools and materials that you can cut with the Cricut Maker. I guess I didn't mention that before. I do have the Cricut Maker. And then just doing the same thing with my premium vinyl. I added it onto my mat, printed it, weeded, cut it, weed it. Then attached it to the leather piece, which will be glued on to my apple holder.
should calm down, and that I'm overthinking everything about you, and that we're good the way we are. But I don't know that much about you, what things you like and what you don't. It's not that.
On to the next one. It's probably the second easiest. I don't even know. I can't keep track of how easy these projects are. So using everything from Dollar Tree, this is the only one where I'm not using my Cricut. I would highly recommend, if you do this one or if you make this one, you use either E6000 glue or crazy glue or something more. I'm only going to be using my hot glue just because I know that I will probably end up reusing this stuff for something different in the future. Now, I will be using 3 of these bamboo cutting boards from Dollar Tree, and then also the wooden like the little wooden container. What are these? What do you call these? I don't know. Holders? You guys, these I try to stock up on every time I see them because I know they're going to be gone for a while when they are gone. So I know you guys might not be able to find this stuff, but yeah, I mean, at this point, I don't know what to tell you guys. Sorry.
Since I met you for the first time, should work it out. You know we should work it out. Before I'm too invested, I should probably ask you all my questions, get to know you better. Like, can you be trusted? Will you take me for granted? And will you let me down?
You know what I really like about this organizer is that it's aesthetically pleasing, and it's also just really convenient to have it right on the countertop. All the utensils that you see on there are the little utensils from Dollar Tree that I use every single day when I cook, and then also the cutting boards that I use every single day. So it just makes it a lot easier to have them right there and not have them lost in like a big utensil holder or having to reach into the cabinet or cupboard to get my cutting boards out. So I really like this one for that fact. Okay, so those were the 4 organization ideas that still kind of fit some, you know, type of countertop decor. Onto the decor ideas. These are going to be super simple, and I know you guys would have probably seen everybody make a planter or a vase or this and that, but these are just some that I thought I would make that would match the whole look of this video. Anytime I try to do like a refresh on any little corner of my home, I always go for some greenery. So for this planter, I will be using this candy dish or container from Dollar Tree also. I'm taking a flat matte white spray paint, just painting that. I think I did maybe 2 coats on this. Taped it down, and I'm going to be using some some chalkboard paint from Dollar Tree to paint the bottom part. To paint the bottom part, I did do 2 different layers, and I go a different direction each one. So on this one, I'm going sideways, and then on the second layer, I'm going to go up and down. I feel like that makes it look a little more high end, and it gives it some texture also. I'm going to be doing the same thing with my premium vinyl, and then also using my leather for this.
Before I'm too invested, I should probably ask you all my questions, get to know you better. Like, can you be trusted? Will you take me for granted? And will you let me down? Before I'm too invested, you should take it easy. Maybe we could test this and work out our feelings. Baby, will I love you? Tell me, do you want me? And will you let me down? Yeah.
So I know I did a lot of like natural wood and then white paint, but I also wanted to add that like black and white aspect to it with the brown or the leather. I feel like it it makes like a really good team just putting all those together. So on top of the planner, I wanted to make a vase that's gonna match it. So I did take a vase that I've repurposed several times from Dollar Tree. These are just the tall vases. On this one, I just did a coat of paint from like the Walmart can, and then I actually did end up doing a coat of my spray paint. You guys saw it out there just chilling. And then taking some chalkboard paint and taking a glove, I just dipped my fingers in there and just kind of did this little motion on it. You can also use one of these brushes or a bigger brush, and if you put it on here, I learned this trick back in 7th grade. I used to take art classes. You just put it on here, and if you, well, that's dusty. If you just do this, the little specks are tiny, but it does give it a little more dimension on the vase. And then once it's all dry, I am gonna be taking a couple more pieces of the leather, and I had to do 2 pieces because it wasn't long enough to go around. So yeah, just taking 2 of those pieces, gluing them right around, and I think it looks perfect and it fits the whole theme perfectly. Did I say perfect already?
Before I'm too invested, I should probably ask you all my questions, get to know you better. Like, can you be trusted? Will you take me for granted? Will you love me?
Last but not least, we're gonna go ahead and make this frame made from a Dollar Tree canvas. And I have done these canvases several different ways. This one, I'm just gonna make it easy peasy, so you don't have to cut anything, you don't have to take staples off, you don't have to do anything like that. Because when you do take the canvas off, the frame is sort of yellow, like it has a really ugly color to it. So you can't just stain it and expect it to look nice. You either have to paint it or sand it, and I didn't want to do any of that. I wanted to make this as easy as possible. So instead, I used my reed, and I have used this reed for several different projects, for tons of different projects actually, and it has lasted me this long. I do have that linked down below, and all I'm gonna do is just attach it to the side. So once I get to the corner, I basically just kind of snap it and go around the other side, and it makes it a lot easier than like cutting and then gluing it, and it makes it look more of like a solid piece. All right, so I am using my premium vinyl in black for this one, and this one was a little bit more tedious, and I couldn't find a picture that I wanted on Cricut, so I did use my Canva editor to make my own and create like the file to print out.
Where the sunflowers bloom, breathe in the air, look up to the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd, just you and me together. It will all seem better outside, just us in the sky. I will go wherever, I'll be yours forever.
All right, you guys, so we've come to the end of the video. I actually can't choose my favorite now that I've kind of like recapped it all. I like them all. I don't think I'm gonna choose a favorite. Maybe the first one, but overall I think I like them all almost evenly. So I will be linking Cricut and all the materials that I used down below. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. I also would love to know, because I know not everybody has a Cricut, I would love to know what materials you would use to recreate something like this if you don't have that. That is it, you guys. My thighs are sweating right now. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and call it good for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you guys leave me a thumbs up, leave me your comments or questions down below, and don't forget to subscribe. See you on the next one. Bye.